Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Breeze and Bants.
Wagwan G, what's good?
No, it's Wagwan Brev.
Wagwan, hey, Brev.
Brev.
Can I confirm an order
is this
of a...
episode 14?
Yeah, can I confirm an order of Fanta Light, please, Brev? Thanks, Brev.
Shame we here from Wiltshire.
Big man ting, Brev.
Big man ting, Bringsbury.
Big up inside. Anyway.
How we doing? What's crack-a-lacking?
I'm doing good. It's my first Father's Day tomorrow, so I'm feeling that. Makes you feel old a little bit. I don't know why I feel older that it's Father's Day.
Why?
Don't know, because the first one of actually being a dad, so it makes me feel older than ever.
I'm just happy you gave me these Crocs.
You're not having my Crocs.
These sick Crocs.
Get out. Get out.
They're my size.
But no, I'm good. Finally feeling a little... Well, he says finally feeling a little bit better while I was sniffing it. But, finally feeling a little bit better. It's not a Colombian cold.
I think he's on a bit of the old bag of McGuinness here.
No. I don't know, Charlie. So I'm all good. Went to the gym today. It's good.
You seen how wham I was in the gym?
Yeah, I seen you. So massive.
I
wish I was that big. As big as you. Like, that's actually my dream.
Yeah.
I dream and I'm
big,
like... Oh.
massive, covered in flab.
Yeah. He wants the burger. You don't want the lettuce.
So I'll slap that batty.
Anyway, you good?
Yeah. Busy week.
Are you busy or?
No. That's next week. Oh, yay! So the next week I am going to Ibiza for the weekend with work. I am fucking buzzing. I cannot wait.
Yeah, boy.
So yeah.
Cool.
You got any little facts for me?
Well, I actually forgot, but I have got one anyway.
Oh, here we go.
So it's less of...
Did you know, Jeremy, right? Do 1 in 18 people have a third nipple? Oh, we done that last week, Bev.
Shut up, Brev. Nah, you've probably heard about it, but it's more of a story than a fact. But did you hear about what they did with that native tribe with the Elon Musk Wi-Fi and stuff?
Oh, yeah, like wanking and shit.
Yeah, so basically they found this native tribe. They put up like Elon Musk's Wi-Fi, Starlink, and then gave them all like mobile phones and like showed them how to use it. Within a week, all they were doing was wanking. Like all they were doing was masturbating.
Fuck.
All the men are just fucking chucking them out. Like that is standard male, isn't it? Like, even the most, like, not in a negative way, but even the most like decivilized population
finds
all they give a fuck about is sex. It shows what men are here for.
Yeah, but did it show them, or did we show them? That's the thing.
No, because you got to think, like...
What? So they went, what? Pornhub.com?
Nah,
FakeTaxi.com?
it was probably, like, something that came up.
Brazzers.com?
Well, you never know. They've probably seen... They would have seen something, but the point is... Men think about one thing. And it only took these people... They were probably just...
So you're telling me this little tribe went onto Google, typed in publicpickups.com.
Well, they probably just typed in fucking fanny in their native language and one thing led to another.
Maybe.
Do you know what I mean? It's searching in there for the... Listen, when I was 13, I was typing in tits and fanny. Like, on Google.
Couldn't do that and dial up Big Lad.
But nah, do you know what I mean? So, it's going to happen. And they've gone from, like, having to watch other tribes people in, like, a live porn show to just, like, getting on the internet. Like,
there was you doing that at 13. And there was me outside my mum and dad's door with a glass up to the old fucking door, just having a little tug to the old... Go on, Dad! Give it to me! Glenn Ishner was getting fucking analysed. I was going, go on, Glenn Ishner, I'll take it, you little devil.
Off to the right. That's how we start. So yeah, I thought that was interesting, and I just found it. Yeah, no, I just found it funny how like within the first week the men are there masturbating, cocks were red raw because they've. Do you know like the weird thing is how they know how to wank? Like, unless they're like.
What do you mean?
Well, because masturbation comes from you seeing masturbation, right?
I don't know. You just fucking
like. You hear about it, you see it online, like, all this sort of shit, sex and all that. You get it from somewhere, yeah? So, but if they're like, this is the thing, so it's all natural because this indigenous tribe, they still know how to masturbate.
Yeah.
Like,
sure, that's the thing.
yeah, but it's weird how everybody knows.
They are human. They wake up with a hard on like us.
Yeah, I know, but like everybody knows that's the way to do it. It's just funny.
Yeah.
No, all right, cool. Anyway, go on then. What you got?
What was it? The longest road that we can walk is 14,000 miles.
Oh, is that the one that goes from like you can see it on the map, can't you? On the globe.
Geography wasn't my thing.
All right, go on. Do you know where it is?
Don't have a clue. Just seen it, typed it in. Give me some facts, bitch, and that's one that caught my eye. Another one that caught my eye was the oldest living cat was 38 years old and 3 days. That's a fucking big old chozzer of a cat, innit?
Yeah, I bet it was gone though. I bet it was like blind,
it was like
deaf.
half its ear was falling off.
His tail didn't lift up.
Yeah.
Fucking just led on the grass all day, getting like spoon-fed tuna, living its best life. Like stinky fanny food, loving life, just going for it. So yeah, nah. That's old though. I didn't listen, right, when we got the cat.
I thought 18 was old, but 38.
Well,
mate.
When she was like, oh yeah, we've got a kitten, I was like, yeah, all right, cool. Like, I didn't know how long cats live, so I was like, yeah, it's fine. We're talking, I was like, yeah, so like by the time we have a kid, the cat will like be dead, right? So I thought they lived for like 3-4 years, 5 years, maybe 9 years at a max. Most they can live up to clearly 30 or whatever.
38 years, 3 days.
Fuck me, I'm not willing to clear out a litter box for that long.
I'm sure we can make that pussy go meow somehow.
I'm hoping that cats, like indoor cats, probably have a shorter lifespan than outdoor cats or something.
There's a lot of kebab fans around here.
Yeah, I'll just start like, no, that's animal cruelty. Anyway, today I have got a discussion topic for you. I want to talk about simulation theory. I did actually let you know, but that's what I want to talk about today, simulation theory. What's your thoughts and things? Like, what do you know? Like, before research... To be honest,
before research,
tell me what you thought.
Well, I wouldn't... I would have just thought we fucking just live and that's it.
Yeah, but obviously through, like, just, like, standard life, like, you heard about it on podcasts, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's their research. So before you've looked at it today, or yesterday, or the past week, what are your thoughts on it, like, in general?
I'm sort of going that way right now, though. Mm-hmm. Like...
But this is how they get you, right? I just need to say, this is how they get you, because if I start looking up flat Earth, guess what? The next day for about 40 minutes, I'm like, yeah, we're on a flat plane. And then I give my head a little wobble.
Then again, right, it's also what you believe, I think, as well. So, like, with the flat Earth and all that stuff.
That's for another day.
Yeah, which is a topic that I want to get into another day.
Yeah.
Is, like, it's what you... like perceive it as. So like if you're thinking it's a globe, all you'll think is a globe. Yeah. But if all you see of it is flat, then that's what you'll see.
Do you know what, right? The funny, like, just I was gonna say this later, but because it relates to what you're saying, like you're thinking about something, so it is something. When I was looking out about like simulation theory and stuff, the craziest thing I heard was like, how do I, like, if you're looking directly ahead, how do you know that behind you's there? Like, I can see behind you because that's in my view.
Yeah.
But I could be making all this up. So how do you know? Like, you know, on like a video game, the old video games you used to play, and you'd be driving and you'd have to wait for the map to load a bit.
Yeah.
So how do I know behind me is not just black? Like, outside of my view, how do you know that there is just not black? Like, you can only see what's in front of you, and everything else doesn't exist. I heard that and I was like, what the fuck? Because you're not going to know. Because all you're seeing is what, like, let's say it was like a simulation or something, all you're seeing is what is being produced just in front of you. I was like, it's like, it was like that like stoner moment, you know, where like your neck,
help me,
someone's blazed as fuck,
help me,
help, when someone's absolutely blazed and they like say to you, they're like, what if the colour green to me is the colour blue to you, but you know it as green, so what you're seeing is blue, but it's actually green because you named it green even though it's blue, and your blue is my green.
No.
Yeah.
I feel like I should get out some like tarot cards right now.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, we all call these colours.
Yeah, I know.
But how do
that's
you know?
Because that's what we're taught.
Yeah.
Taught.
Go on. Well done. Clearly not a lot. Yeah. No, but do you know what I mean? Because I'm just seeing that as red, but it might not be that. So you might be yellow, but you're calling it red.
Yeah. So that's blue to me, but it could
It's
be
like,
orange.
did you know the fruit, the orange, came before the name of the colour orange? I think. Or it might be the other way around. No, it's the fruit.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Bullshit, no, it's the fruit. The fruit orange came along before the colour orange because of the type of colour orange was, they didn't have a name for it until they seen the fruit, they named the fruit, and that's when they go, it's orange.
Oh, okay.
Boom!
So I hope you enjoyed today's episode, guys.
Another fun fact. So yeah, right, what did you think about it before we even started like looking at it, researching that sort of thing?
I don't know. I'm starting to feel like we're a part of like...
When was the first time you heard about it? Or thought about it?
I heard about it on a podcast, but then once you start thinking about it, it's like,
because most people's is like The Matrix, isn't it? The film, The Matrix.
Yeah, The Matrix.
Because that's what they call it, a glitch in The Matrix, right? Like, so that's where you probably first ever seen it, but didn't recognise what it, you know, you're just too busy watching people kicking each other in slow motion and shit. And like dodging bullets, like, Neo.
Max Payne, like.
Yeah, Neo, you are the one. All right, mate, calm down, okay. Keanu. Okay.
Well, yeah, it's like when you think about it, you got like the games like that we play. How do you know that we're not a game?
It's like, what's the Dude, Where's My Car? Is it Dude, Where's My Car where they open the locker and there's like that little miniature like, no?
I can't remember.
I swear, I think it's Dude, Where's My Car, or it's a film like that. And they're walking through somewhere and they open up this locker and it's like a little, and you look in and it's like, obviously, you know, when the saying is, a universe is galaxies of hundreds of millions of galaxies filled with other universes and whatever, that sort of thing. And it's just a shot and it goes through all these like galaxies and into these like cells and there's another galaxy and so on. Like as if you could just be a speck. This whole planet could be a speck of dust on somewhere or anything. There's so many.
It is. Wow, I don't know. Space real, I don't know.
We don't know. So, okay, cool. So going right before we have this chat, do you believe it? Or like, would you say what you lean towards it?
I would lean towards it. Yeah.
So I'm at the state where I think, if anything, like other than it just being matter and evolution, we are where we are. If it's not that, it's evolution, simulation theory. If it's not what it's made to be, if it's not what we're just here.
Yeah.
Then it is something like simulation theory. And I've got some arguments for it, and I'm like, I've been doing research there, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm scared. Like, I feel like someone's up there with a controller, like fucking just like making me talk shit.
Know. How would we know? We'll never know.
Well, that's it. You don't know, do you?
We'll just keep respawning and respawning and respawning.
Well, this is the thing, because you wouldn't even know if you respawned, would you? Which is crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a bit of history on simulation theory.
So what about if like people don't know simulation theory though?
So this is what I'm going to go. This is where I'm going.
All right.
So Alex, we'll talk about what it is more, but basically, the simulation theory is a concept that suggests that the reality as we know it might be a simulation or a computer-generated reality. So a bit like The Sims.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this theory proposes that our existence, the universe, and everything we experience could be part of a highly advanced simulation created by a more technologically advanced civilization. Essentially, it questions the nature of reality and whether what we perceive as real is actually a simulation. It's a fascinating idea that has been explored in various fields, including philosophy, science fiction, and technology. So the idea of simulation theory, there's a few different like sub-statuses to it though. So like the idea is effectively there's either a higher being or even just advanced humans or a higher being from a different planet that doesn't exist, like just a higher being, or even, I don't know, like Terminator, it could be AI in the future that has created us in the sense of like The Sims. You know, and it's like one of those, like, if that's the case, when we're playing The Sims, how do we know that we're not playing this? You know, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's nuts. So, I mean,
like,
go on.
The origin and concept of it is like the idea of living in a computer simulation was popularized by Swedish philosopher Nick Bostrom. Research is good. Very good, very nice. In his 2003 paper, he suggested that the future generations might have the technology to run detailed simulations of their ancestors, leading to the possibility that our reality is simulated. Cray.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, everyone's like... So I seen this thing where someone has actually... I think it was in string theory. There's some... It's like some theoretical part of science. But in string theory, apparently someone found the equation that would lead to us being in a simulation. So apparently the equation has been found.
Right.
The mathematical equation. I don't know how the fuck that would work. These are brainiacs.
Yeah.
Like, these are fucking nuts. And they're like...
You said virgins wrong. You said virgins wrong.
Yeah, and they're like... they're multiplying x by the power of 10 TVW. Okay, but what is x, T, V, and W? Where are you getting these...
Yeah.
The problem is with these people is they have to make up science to prove their science.
Yeah.
A lot of the time. But, yeah, you know... So, yeah, touched on that. So... Basically, if that's the case, they believe there could be a number of simulated realities, which then that's where you could find like the multiverse or, you know, other dimensions, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So there's a few things actually. So in context, there's some key points. One is the simulation hypothesis. This is the central idea that suggests that our reality is a simulation created by a more advanced civilization, and it questions the nature of our existence and the reality we perceive. So this is the hypothesis that he brought up. This is what he's saying, and this is what he wanted to prove.
Right. Okay.
So the argument is, Nick Bostrom's simulation argument lays out the logic behind the idea that we are likely living in a simulation. It consists of 3 propositions. The human species is very likely to go extinct before reaching a post-human stage. Any post-human civilization is extremely unlikely to run a significant number of simulations of their evolutionary history. We're almost certainly living in a computer simulation. So to me, what he's saying is, the idea is that we're not in a state where we could look back enough to figure out what evolution is, but we've got the future to be able to go learn.
Is that what you're sort of saying? Is that like what you're trying to explain, like sort of like time travel? Like...
Well, a lot of people think that, so we'll get to that because that sort of, it ties in with it.
Yeah.
But what he's saying is basically that there's no way of us knowing where evolution is. We don't have, like, as much as the science is apparently there and we know the Earth goes back this far, that's all theory.
Yeah. We don't know it.
We don't know it.
No.
So what he's saying is...
History's a lie.
The only thing we can guarantee is that we're going to move forward.
Yeah.
So the only thing the more plausible thing is that we're going to have enough technology to be able to create a simulation theory before we're going to be able to know what everything is. If that makes sense. So that's sort of what he's postulating. And then you've got... So the implications of it, if we're living in a simulation, it raises profound questions about the nature of consciousness, free will, and the purpose of our existence. So again, this is the thing. If it's a simulation, we don't have free will. We're doing as we're told. What is a soul? There isn't one. We're an NPC. You know, we're just being told what to do. And then again, if you can tie it all into religion as well. Like, you can think of it as like, what's God? Is it the player?
Yeah.
You know, all this sort of thing.
Higher being. Yeah.
There's so many things. I'm just going to whiz through these anyway. So obviously there's popular pop culture, like sort of examples are obviously The Matrix, where they live in the simulated reality, The Sims, where we control other people. They're the 2 most sort of popular ones, regarding like what the simulation is and what people like, how it would work, sort of thing. And the thing is as well, where are you getting the ideas from for this, like The Sims, for The Matrix?
Yeah.
Like, it's in the zeitgeist, so people like, where is this all coming from? You know, it's like,
it's a bit like The Simpsons, where they predict everything that they predicted, man.
Yeah, I know. If The Simpsons say we're in a simulation, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm out.
We're fucked.
Which then, like, again, it's like, but the thing is, if someone proved to you that the simulation theory is real, all religion stops, good and bad stops, everything stops. It's a fucking free for all.
Yes.
Because what? I'm gonna die. I'm a pixel. Don't worry about it. Like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what come into my head. Like when I first thought of like simulation. Because can you remember the old Grand Theft Auto where you was
Bird's
eye view?
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then it got to like The Sims after that, wasn't it? Because The Sims wasn't before that.
No, GTA came before The Sims.
GTA come before The Sims.
But then it also like it's a worry because it like then you think about technological advancements and that sort of thing. Like,
who knows? They could have that. They could have it already because
I know
they say that they're 50 years in front.
Like, especially with like aircraft and stuff.
Yeah,
sure.
And like they just want to like bring out bits of technology at a time. But then again, that could come down to with the whole alien sort of shit.
Well, again, like you think about like Planet X and the Anunnaki and like lizard people and all this sort of thing. I know that's a real tinfoil hat shit, but like the theory that the Anunnaki came, they created the people to mine the gold. But every religion and every person believes and looks at something.
Something, yeah.
There's something there.
We always point to the sky, innit? Like,
yeah, it's always something up. There's always, this is the higher being. This is the thing we believe. This is who created us. Like, da-da-da-da-da. Like, the chances of us actually being created in the Big Bang are, like, so minimal. Like, the percentage chance of that ever happening when they calculated was so minimal that, like, we're so lucky. If that is what it is, you know? It's nuts. I did find some stories. Did you find any like simulation related stories?
I did, yeah.
Do you want to go? Read out some of your stories and I'll go on to mine after.
So, yeah, this is like simulation matrix stories.
Yes.
A creepy general TSO story. In this story, two friends experience a bizarre incident at a Chinese restaurant where their food orders seem to switch places inexplainably, leading to a moment of confusion and disbelief. That's one. Shall I keep going?
No detail or?
No, that's it.
Oh, right,
that's all I got. Short and sweet.
Okay, cool.
These are short and sweet.
Go on then, let's go.
Ice cream stain mystery. A person spilled chocolate ice cream on their leg only to discover a strange stain that reassembled a birthmark. Despite never having one there before, these unexplained occurrences left them puzzled about the sudden appearance of the mark. Shifting a hotel room. This is story number 3, by the way. During a family road trip, one individual noticed a drastic change in their hotel room overnight, with furniture rearranged and additional beds appearing out of nowhere. Despite their confusion, no one else seemed to acknowledge the strange transformation. Story number 4. Teleporting cell phone. A group of friends witnessed a phone mysteriously disappear from a room, only to later find it locked up inside a car trunk despite never leaving the apartment during the time it vanished. I've got so many. I'll get to like 5.
Go on, go with the 5th one.
Disembodied hand encounter? Is that
disembodied? Yeah, hand without a body, basically.
Disembodied hand encounter.
He's done the research. You don't know what it means, though. Yeah. Go on, then. Let's go.
He's joking. An individual reported seeing and hearing a disembodied. Disembodied. That's a hard one for me. Back to YA later on. That is something that we had in school for the thick kids. Hand slapped down on their nightstand, creating an eerie moment that defied logical explanation.
Okay. So I read online that a lot of like people who have these like experiences, people like also put them down to like time travel. So they're the two like recurring things where, so like I was trying to find some that were like couldn't be explained with like time travel, because let's be real, if you believe in a simulation theory, you can believe in time travel, right? Because we're in a simulation, we're in a game. Games have cheats. Simple as that. So, like I was looking at like YouTube videos where like birds like stop flying in the air.
Yeah,
and they're like flying, but they're flapping their wings and they're not moving.
And you see like planes do it as well. When the planes don't move, you just looks like they're just stuck
like glitched out.
And then have you seen like the one where like someone's like driving past like somewhere in America somewhere, and all like loads of people have just stood
there still. Yes, I've seen that, and I got this story, and it's horrible, man. Like luckily I'm a man, so I'd never be in this position because it's about a pregnancy. But in the story, there's a female a lady.
Have you told me this or?
I don't know. I might have. I literally heard about this story before we were even talking about doing this show, like this episode. I heard about it. I don't know if I spoke to anyone about it. But it tripped me out.
I feel like I've.
So
the story about
there's a woman. Simulation. Are you sure? There's a woman, right? She's pregnant.
Yeah.
She goes into labour.
Uh-huh.
She gives birth. Unfortunately, the baby was breached, died during childbirth, right?
I've heard this.
And then she goes home, goes to bed, wakes up.
Yeah.
She's still pregnant.
Yeah. I've heard this.
She goes to the hospital and says, something's wrong. I think my child's breech. And fucking, like, literally gives birth to the baby. Absolutely fine. Because she warned them.
And
when the baby's born, gets older, it says, Mummy, do you remember the time I died in your stomach?
Yeah.
I got goosebumps. I've actually got goosebumps right now. Oh my God. That's nuts.
When did I read this? I read this like last week.
Yeah, like same. How fucking weird. Dun dun dun. I'm not even joking. That's weird.
That is weird.
Where did I see it? TikTok or Facebook or something? I seen it like I was like,
I don't know if I read about it, or seen a video. But
I
was
like,
oh.
Wait, no, you sent it to me. No, you sent it to me on Instagram.
Yes, I did. Yeah,
we're both like tripping out. Like, oh my God, no, you sent it to me on Instagram, and I read it out to Lena.
Yeah.
That was weird. My goosebumps
that,
went. Yeah, that fucked me. When I read that, I was like, oh my, like, yeah, nah. Like that how does that happen? What the fuck? You can't dream that shit and then years later the kids say that. It doesn't compute, it doesn't work.
Do we just become best friends? Yep.
Can we do a bunk beds? So there's one. I got some long form, not long form, but I got some longer form ones as well because they're just super interesting. So I found a thread on Reddit. Basically, tell me your glitch in the Matrix stories. Okay, so there's a lot on here. So this says, when I was around 20 a few years ago, I kept having dreams about a woman with long black hair named Aurora. They were different dreams, but for some reason, her distinct face and name always ended up in them. Nonce. It got to the point where I would wake up frustrated and confused, sexually frustrated probably, but anyway, trying to Google her name to find out how I was connected to her. So he sounds like a stalker right now, but he's not. After a few months, she stopped showing up and I dismissed it, thinking my brain was just being a ... scumbag. Fast forward a few years later in Halloween of 2009. I'm in the car with a friend stopped at a gas station. I'm about to pull out and merge onto a highway when I get a phone call from a random number. So I stopped the car, but no one answered. There was a person behind me who grew rather impatient, honked at me, and then swerved in front of me instead of waiting for 2 seconds. The second they got onto the highway, some silver Civic loses control of their wheel and crashes into the car that swerved in front of me. I called the cops and waited at the gas station for them to come. Turns out the drivers of both cars died. It 100% could have been me if I hadn't have taken that phone call. I called it back a few hours later out of gratitude and curiosity. It rang 3 times and went to voicemail. Hi, you've reached Aurora. Please leave your name and number. Never had goosebumps like that in my life. I called it again the next day because I was that confused about the whole situation. Some woman answers, we get to talking. I tell her my entire story, including the dreams I had. At that point, she's probably weirded out. Like, you've been dreaming about me. She tells me she doesn't know how I got her number and that she never called me as far as she remembers.
Fucking hell, that's trippy.
I asked her if she has Facebook to confirm it. In fact, she is real. She is on Facebook. It looks like her, and she's the woman of my dreams.
Whoa.
I was going to read the first response. I hope you fuck the shit out of that for saving your life. So there's one.
It's trippy though.
Like these things, I'm reading these and they proper goose me out, man. Yeah. They proper goose me out.
They make you fucking get goosebumps, don't they?
Yeah, because it's like the thing is like, it's like there's loads and it's so weird because again you could put that one not down to time travel, but maybe you go to the future, you come back, you maybe they married after, maybe they got married and time travel's a thing. They've gone back in time, stopped him dying. Like, do you know what I mean? Like This is what goes through people's heads. So here's one. This happened to me in 3rd grade, and it scared me so much I started crying and had to go to the office to talk to the principal about it. America! Fuck it. Anyway, I was in the hallway for misbehaving, and my neighbour, he's a year younger than me, came walking out of class to my right, passed in front of me, and headed down some stairs. He said hi, and about 20 seconds later, the same person walked out of the same class and passed in front of me and headed down the stairs. All I did was stare at him, confused and afraid. He looked back like, why the fuck are you looking at me like that? And I never realised how much it was like the Matrix deja vu.
Fucking hell.
So, again, same person. I thought of a second example of this, and as long as this thread is so popular, I may as well share it. A few years after this incident, my sister and I were hanging out in the living room, watching TV. We both saw our mum walk through the other room, and then the adjacent hall. So, through the other room, walk down the hallway.
Yep.
Maybe 20 minutes later, she came in from the backyard. My sister and I looked at each other confused, and asked her how she got back outside. She didn't know what we were talking about. She had been outside for hours. No one else was home.
Trippy.
Like, what the fuck? Like, dude, like, this is the thing. Like, that shit would, that would do me in.
They've got to like a certain level and someone's just like crashed and they got to replay that level again. Like,
this is the thing. It could be anything. Like, for me, I always look at it all as glitches. Like, it's like you see the stuff on the internet where the car's parked in a parking space, and then all the car park lines are painted perfectly, but then one side of this car park is straight, and then the other side is diagonal. So it's like this side, on his left side, he's parked wonky, but on the right side, he's parked dead straight. They reverse out, and then they're dead straight. And it's like,
trip.
What the fuck, you know?
Trip.
So, yeah, it's crazy, because I just think, like, it's you read all these stories, and it's hard not to believe.
I know.
It's like
they could fully be 100% fucking made up, but I believe some of them.
Well, this is the thing. They can make it up, but there's video evidence of shit.
Yeah.
There's stories of, like, people believing, like, there's other things, like, have you heard of time slips?
No.
So they believe this is either glitch in the Matrix or a time portal, right? Hear me out. So there's stories and pictures. They posted pictures. I've seen it on YouTube. It was crazy. So there's this couple of women. They're walking down the street, like down some sort of high street, and they just keep walking, and all of a sudden the street has changed, like back to olden times. Right. So they're just walking, da 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 da. So imagine you're watching like a brand new movie, and then halfway through the movie it goes black and white to an old school movie. Yeah. That's how they explained it. And they walk, but it's not just a street. They look what the people are wearing. Are like from 30 years ago, and all this sort of stuff. And
it's a bit like, sorry to disturb you, but it's a bit like the Mike Tyson thing where the
guy's got the phone.
The guy's got the phone.
Yeah.
Like trippy shit like that.
Yeah, and it's like, but it was like 30 seconds, and then they walked back to normal, walked back down again, nothing happened. Like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Like, you've got to take a lot of this on belief on people, I know that. But why have people got, like, listen, people posting this on Reddit, yeah, they've got it to make it up for the laughs. But people actually who are promoting these stories and that, they don't gain anything. They're not getting popularity. They're not getting rich. They're not getting famous. You know? It's like the whole John Titor, the time traveler story. Did you hear about that?
What, in prison cell? That one?
Yeah, I think I spoke about it before, actually.
I don't know.
But, like, again, that could be a Matrix thing. That could be a simulation thing. You know,
and then when they went to the cell to get him in the end, he went there.
Yeah, like, he says he's from this country. Yes, I spoke about it on the podcast. He said he's from a country that no longer, which was from the future, but that he didn't know he was in the past and so on. He says he's from a country didn't exist. Fucking goes back, shows him his passport. It's from the country he's talking about. They detain him for that reason. They go back. A few hours later, he's gone. He's disappeared. Yeah. Like, how do you know that's not just either, like, two games mixing together or, you know, something like that? But the biggest worry is, if it's a simulation, who the fuck's controlling us?
And as well, I believe, like, they don't... I keep saying they, but it's, like, a hard one. It's, like, they don't want us to know like how special we are, like as people. Like we're a lot more fucking smarter,
like
than what they want us to be.
It's like when people say you open your third eye, that sort of thing.
Yeah, the pineal gland and all that.
Yeah.
But it's also like when you were saying like about your soul earlier, like your soul.
Yeah.
But then on your feet you have soles.
Yeah.
Trainers on your feet. But then again, is like because they say you should really walk on the ground like the earth to like recharge yourself. So do they make you wear shoes? So to fucking dumb you down sort of shit.
Yeah, I never thought of that. I never ever thought of that. It's nuts.
To get like that magnetic.
Yeah, because
to have that charge with the earth.
Because it's all electronic.
It's all drawn through electronics. So it's like that's why we have soles on our feet and stuff like that. It's fucking trippy.
The thing is, like, if you were to ask me, the more the world becomes how it's becoming, and the more fucked up the world becomes, the more I'm believing in this shit. So that's the thing, because you can't tell me Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Rishi Sunak, and fucking Starmer Dharma, and Putin, and fucking Kim Jong-un, right? All of these people aren't out of a fucking game or a comic book. Are you fucking kidding me? Look at them. They fucking... Donald, like... Is this not the final boss? Are you serious right now? Like... In general, in reality, it shouldn't be what it is. It's as if it's made up. If you are writing a script to a fucking movie, we are living in it. Yeah. It doesn't seem like real. Does that, like, you know?
Yeah, like The Simpsons, like predicting Donald Trump will become president, and like when he's gone up the stairs waving his hands and all that shit.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
it's fucking crazy. It's crazy.
Trippy.
But honestly, the more fucked up the world gets, the more I believe it's like something like this, man. Because you just can't believe naturally it'd get to this. I can't physically believe naturally it would get to this. Like, we're in a fucking comedy sketch. We are in a Saturday Night Live sketch every day of the week. I swear. It's so, like, crazy. And it's like, even when I start thinking back and, like, the whole simulation and stuff, like, this is going to sound probably quite stupid, but I was thinking about it earlier. Like, you know, like, I'm going to use football as an example, right? Liverpool 4-0 down to Barcelona, come back and win the game, get through. Yeah. Liverpool 3-0 down in Istanbul. Are you telling me that's not scripted?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't tell me that isn't, like, shit like that. It doesn't happen.
That's like a movie, innit? Like,
yeah, it doesn't happen.
Where Rocky starts getting beat by...
Yeah, like, in all the films, they're battered, then they come back, and they're the hero. You know, and it's like... Even if you think about what we were talking about last week with the TikTok comments.
Yeah.
Like... two sides of one coin. You could be like, they're in different simulation realities. Like, we could be looking at this whole thing wrong. We could be looking at the whole government being against us, government controlling us wrong. It could not be the government.
Yeah.
You know?
It might just be them players.
And it's like, the more I think about it, it's like killing me.
And then they get us to watch the films of like Ready Player One. Shit like that.
And what's that one with the fucking funny guy in it? You know, Ryan Reynolds. Fall Guy? No, not Fall Guy. He's like, don't have a good day, have a great day. No?
No.
He's an NPC. The film is about him being an NPC.
Oh, okay.
But then he realizes he's an NPC and just turns into like a player. And like starts like not abiding by the rules.
Okay.
I think it's called like Fall Guy. I'm gonna find this out live because live and direct. Hey, what is the film that had Ryan Reynolds in where he plays an NPC character? I need to know the answer to this because it's gonna bug the shit out of me. And Free Guy. It's called Free Guy.
Free Guy.
Yeah. So anyway, there's some. I'm gonna just go back to some like pointers. So the other pointers about simulation theory is like what the problems could be. So the theory raises questions about the potential advancements in technology and whether future civilizations could create simulations indistinguishable from reality. It prompts discussions on the limits of technology and the ethical consideration of creating simulated beings. So it's like what you were talking about earlier when you said they're 50 years ahead of us. You know? So although I've just sat there and said it might not be the government, it could be them.
Yeah.
up there. It could also be the government running a simulation. You know, we don't know.
A simulation and a simulation.
Yeah, and then like it again. It's all about like consciousness and all that. It's crazy, and then the ethical things as well. So it says ethical considerations arise when discussing the implication of creating simulated realities. Questions about the treatment of simulated beings, their rights, the moral responsibilities of the creators towards their creations. So what I'm thinking with that is like, you got to look at it in the same sense you look at AI at the minute. When AI becomes to a point where they're like, it's like a person, where are the ethics there? Like, you know, when does it come to a point where you can't slap an AI robot because it might hurt their like feelings? Yeah. You know,
well, there's that trippy program on Netflix. I can't remember what it is.
Humans? No,
might be where they like interact with the
they,
robots.
They hire like the Chinese lady. Is it the Chinese lady?
Yeah, and then like, she gets like feelings for the bloke, and like that is trippy as well.
So this is sort of the same way they're looking at the simulation thing. Is like, if we are in a simulation, what I will say is they've got their ethics all right, because it's not like we get fucking. It's not that bad. Do you know what I mean? Because they're talking about like how you should treat these things. So like if you had like if you created a simulation, how you should treat them. Where do the morals stand with the creation? You know, so just like I was talking about with AI, like and robots and stuff. Where's your moral ground? Where's your moral standpoint? Like at what point do they stop being a robot and they become a person? You know?
Yeah.
Like you're thinking about. You talk about someone having a soul, but what is a soul? Can you create a soul?
Yeah.
Because if you can create a soul, then
it's a bit like when they say when you die and that like your body like becomes 700 grams lighter, I think, or something like that. Because they
really,
yeah, as soon
I
as
did
you
not
die,
know that.
like because it's a random.
Do you not like release gas though when you die?
No, but like, I'm pretty like quite quick.
Really.
Like there's like a certain amount of weight, goes like straight away, and they say that like there's a like that being your consciousness or soul. Or
if you
like
believed in that, then the simulation theory couldn't be a thing, right?
I don't know.
Because if we're just an NPC in a game, how do we have a soul? But then they could be making us see that person losing the weight. It could just be part of the game to make us believe that we've got a soul.
So, yeah.
Shit.
And then,
have you ever like had anything where you feel like you've gone like
not like I can think of. Like, not.
Because like deja vu for me, I'm like, what the fuck? Like deja vu scares me.
It's like when you see the numbers all the time and shit like that.
Yeah, like and and have you ever been somewhere you just feel right? And you go to other places and it just doesn't feel like you should
bad energy.
Yeah.
Like, real bad energy.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
No, like I've had like when I've gone to like been somewhere and it's like you feel like people's like someone's watching you in a room and shit.
Yeah, like they're all NPCs just staring at you.
No, like as in like in a empty
or someone's
room,
not even there. Yeah. And that I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah.
Man. I always feel like it's a ghost.
Yeah.
I always feel like it's a ghost. But like I don't like this could just be my anxieties. But like when I go into like a shop or a restaurant or something, sometimes I'll go in there and it's like I just feel like everyone in there is just staring at me. Like, and if you're playing like GTA or something and you walk into a room, everyone looks at you because you're the main character. You know?
Yeah, sounds like you've done a lot of drugs recently, Josh.
I don't do drugs. I don't do drugs. It's probably just my anxieties. Not from drugs. We point out that, not from drugs. It's like, fuck me, there's a pigeon. But like, no, you know, and yeah, no, I've never experienced anything where it's like directly gone like, what the fuck, that wasn't there a minute ago.
Yeah. I'm trying to think back now.
But like at the same time, I swear, like one time I've woken up and I've like had a fucking like a stupid shit. Like you go to bed and you got a spot on your head, and have you ever like woken up and the spot's not there?
No.
And you just brush it off though. I just brush it off like, the spot's gone. But how do you know? Like when you go to bed, what?
Like when you're dreaming and shit like that as well.
Yeah. Like what is a dream? What is a dream?
How do you know that you're not playing a game then when you're sleeping?
Well, this is the thing. When you go to sleep, so it could be two realities, right? So when you're awake, you're in this simulation. You go to sleep, and you just go into random simulations. Because your dreams are always different and fucked up, right? And the fact that your dreams are so messed up, it's like, when I say messed up, I'm not on about, like, fucking serial killer shit or being scared. I'm on about, like, just general, like
when you get the feeling of flying and shit
yeah,
like that.
you're, like, being chased around by fucking jelly beans and tied up by strawberry shoelaces and having sweet fetishes or something. Like, and it's like... people come up with random thoughts, you know, like how do people like discover things like milking a cow and you know, where does that come from? Where does milking a cow come from?
Who's the first person to do that?
Who was the first person to cook a pig? Like, where did you get the idea to do that? You know, it's like, well, I was coming back to what I was saying start of the podcast about the masturbating. Where do you get the idea I'm going to play with my cock?
Yeah,
trippy shit. How do you feel about simulation theory right now? Does it like... I feel like I'm talking myself into it.
Fucking glitching out.
Glitching out.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
No, I feel like if I keep talking about it, I'm going to talk myself into, like, believing it, you know?
And then people just think you're a fucking weirdo.
Well, this is the thing as well. I think a lot of it isn't understood and a lot of it isn't spoken about. And you get all this stuff where, like, it's niche, it's conspiracy, it's this, it's that. Because people don't want to talk about it because they're too scared what people are going to think about them for talking about it.
Yeah, and if there is a higher being or whatever it is that is running a simulation theory, they don't want you talking about it.
But do you know what the problem is now? And it's a fucking good problem to have. Conspiracies are becoming cool.
Yes.
It's becoming so well known.
Yeah.
How many people do you talk to where they're like, they will sit there and have conversations with you about conspiracy theories, whether it's 9/11 or the moon landing or simulation theory.
COVID or
that's brought it out like loads.
Yeah,
like,
that's what's fucked them up, I think. That's what's thinking, oh, fuck me, if they're lying about that, what else are they lying about?
Yeah.
But then again, it goes back to what we were saying last week about that the Facebook stories and someone seeing one side of the thing, like and then you get them people like, you say COVID for instance, all they're seeing is wear a mask. And all we're seeing is don't need that. That's fucking bullshit. So that's what I mean. They're playing each other, playing us all off, one another. But
even COVID, like, it feels like it could have just been a game reset. Like, do you know what I mean?
But
like, how I'm not being funny. I know there's some people did their own shit during COVID, but the amount of people that stopped going out, stopped doing anything, and listened to the government, right, is so crazy and far-fetched that you can't believe that people would do that out of their own free will. Like, not free will, because I know the government and they were telling you you'd be arrested if you were doing this and doing that. But like, it still feels like more people should have broke those rules.
Yeah, because they fucking broke them.
Yeah,
cunts.
So
fucking shit.
So
cunts.
it's like I hope if whoever listens to this, like we jump around a lot when we talk about stuff. Like we go from like one bang, one thing to another, and I talk really fast, and that's something I'm working on. But I get excited. It's like the ADHD.
You're gonna MC like, Brandon, the 313. But you never gonna hit some follow me.
Everybody in the simulation theory, put your motherfucking hands up and bounce with me. No, anyway, like. But even if you listen to a bit of this, if you could take it in and just sit there and think about it, do some research, it like really does like it gets to you, and it makes you look at things differently as well. Like makes you like not think twice about things. But I feel like for me, if I was fully on board with it being a simulation, talking to you, if I was fully on board with it being a simulation, and I would hope everybody would feel the same way, is you'd get more of a fuck it mentality.
Go and do it.
Just do it.
Because you ain't got a short... You only do have a short...
Yeah, you do have a short life anyway.
Yeah.
But like...
That's so fucked up as well like that. Like, it's just how quick time goes as well.
I know. And I've just...
But then
on the
again,
fly had
right?
a thought. Hold tight.
Right,
I've got to air this out. Simulation, right? Hear me out. We're in a simulation, right? Let's just say we're in a simulation.
Mm-hmm.
You leave now. You have a car crash, die, touch wood, you don't, right? But you die, right? You die in my reality. But what if you're still in someone else's reality and that's what ghosts are? Mush.
You just completed level 3.
I just completed level 3. I'm level up. I'm about to prestige. No, but do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, or like even like you get all this aliens and ghost talk, right? They could just be on different levels of like this fucking.
It's a bit like time though as well. So, you got a clock. I heard this on a podcast as well.
Go on, I'm interested.
So, normal ticking clock.
12 hours, yeah.
12 hours, 24 hours. Now everything's gone digital. How do you know they're not speeding up time on these digital clocks? Because some guy that I listened to on this podcast, he had a normal clock, and that was going like hours slower than the digital clock.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, so when you said time, the first thing I thought of is like how fast time goes when you're asleep. Like it's a blink of an eye.
Well, how quick does a day go now?
I know. As you get older,
and we've all got these fucking digital, watches.
Yeah. But like, when you go to sleep, it's literally as if you shut your eyes and you're awake. You know? But like 8 hours, if you're lucky, 8 hours have gone. If you're me and you, 5, 6. But like, it's like close your eyes, done. Like, it doesn't feel right. Or like you have those days where time just flies.
Yeah.
And you're like, how has that happened?
You rarely get them slow days anymore.
No. And it's
I don't know if that's down to an age thing as well, because when you're young, time goes wild slow.
When I think about that, I've actually come up with a reason why I feel like that happens for me. So it's like you can liken it to going to the gym, right? You go to the gym, first session, you train legs, right? Let's just say you train legs. Third session, day after, aches like fuck. 3 days after, aches like fuck, yeah? 6 weeks down the line, you only ache for 2 days. 6 months down the line, you may get a little bit of an ache, but not as much, yeah? So treat days like that. Or like the stretch of an elastic band. Because your first day is your first experience of that time. So it goes really slow. The second day, second experience of that time, goes really slow, but that millisecond feels faster. The more repetitive you do something, the faster those days go.
Yeah.
So with age, that's why the days feel faster, because you're used to the time. Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah, it does.
So that's how I think about it. I don't know if it's true, but that's because I started like probably about when I was 27. I started to realize like, wow, days are flying, years are flying.
Oh, yeah, I'm 35
like,
now, and it's
weeks go by so fast.
And I still feel 20, like in my head. I'm 20.
I still dress like I'm 20. It's weird.
Yeah.
But like these sort of things. But yeah, I've blown my own mind. I can't lie. I need to fucking sleep on this shit. I can't even think. But any final thoughts?
None. I thought that was quite a good little chat. Actually.
Good chat. It's feeling better.
Yeah, because
the research is going well. I think we're and the thing is as well, what you're probably going to notice if you listen is the more podcasts we do, the more we're going to understand, because you can relate so much to other things, and we're learning things as we go along, which is the best thing about like doing this podcast. Like so many people do podcasts for like the attention, the listens, the views, all this sort of stuff. That would all be great, but we're like actually learning.
Yeah,
like we're learning so much.
Well, like.
I want you to learn with us, obviously. Come with us, stay with us. If you're watching, please subscribe on YouTube, because I've got 11 subscribers and I want to bump that up a little bit. But final thoughts from me. Now, go on. You're about to say something.
We've hit the big lead, baby. Live them.
We're in double-digit subscribers. We're gonna quit our jobs. We're going. Nah. Last thing from me would be do your research and form your own opinion on everything, and just take what we say. Obviously, we do the research, but there's a lot of banter in it, and we do skate around certain things, because there's certain things we can't say, certain things we can't talk about, and like when we're putting it on social media and stuff as well. So do your own research, but let us know what you think.
It's like when I was, before we do that, like it's about like the grounding shit. I haven't actually tried that shit.
What, walking on the earth?
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be worth like being able to do it for like a week.
Or I'd say a month, 30 days of just grounding and see how you feel.
But you can't. In society, you can't.
No, but the first thing in the morning.
Oh, okay, interesting.
As soon as you wake up.
I'm on a first floor flat, so good luck to me. I'll get a fucking plant pot. Instead of doing ice baths, I just do pot feeds every morning for 30 minutes. Just sat there with my feet.
Bag of compost out there, like. Like
how you doing, mate? Just soiling myself.
Leonard's out there just watering you, like.
Start growing like sprouts out my ears and shit. He's a real bean. No. But yeah, anyway, if you listen to this, do some research. Let us know what you think. I really push everybody to just DM us on Instagram. We did get a few of that from the fitness episode, but just DM us any questions, any thoughts. If there's any subjects you want us to talk about, just let us know, because we're open to talk about anything and everything.
Or even let us know if you think we're talking absolute fucking
listen, I love it, because I posted a video on TikTok and someone thought I was talking pony, and it was a nice little back and forth. Like, didn't get aggressive, it got debated, but it was great, and I did win the debate, so it was cool. It's a good time.
Dealt with in a respectable manner.
I was like, fucking have it. But
you know my fucking daddy, son.
My nan's got nits. Anyway, fuck off. If you have listened, we appreciate it. I'm knee deep in cowpat.
I went to my knees in fucking cowpat.
Anyway, if you haven't, I'm going to try this a third time. If you have listened, if you've enjoyed what you listened to, please like on YouTube. Please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when we post an episode. I'll do a load of YouTube shorts as well. We're on Instagram, and if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please rate and review.
And TikTok as well.
Yeah. So rate and review Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Check us out on Instagram at Breeze and Bants Podcast. Check us out on TikTok, Breeze and Bants Podcast. We're on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. If there's a platform, we're on it. And if you want to reach out to us, I actually ask you to, because it's great to talk to people.
Yeah.
Reach out to us on any of these platforms. I'm Josh. That's Jamie. Peace.